it's Lauren here with Simply Cruz Creations, and today we're going to be learning how to make a custom t-shirt with the Cricut. So we're just here in Design Space, and what I'm going to do is click on Images and search for a alpaca. So I'm just going to find the image that I want to use. Once I find the image that I want, I'm just going to insert that. Now I'm going to resize it, and I'm going to change the color to black. And I'm just going to kind of get it the way that I want it to look. And next, what I'm going to do is go back to the image button and search for a suitcase. So I'm going to insert that image, and I'm just going to resize it the way that I think that I want it. Now I'm going to add in my text. So I want my text to say mission trip, and I want it in all caps. And I'm going to change the font to Luna. I've been super obsessed with this font lately, and I think it is so cute. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to add a curve to the font because I kind of want it to shape the alpaca. Now I'm going to add the rest of my words, and it's going to say alpaca my bags. Now, as you can see with this font, it does not separate the words. They're all smushed together. So what we're going to do is ungroup. We're going to select the word bags, and we're going to scoot it over a little bit. And we're just going to continue doing that with all the words until we have them spaced where we like them. Then what we're going to do is we're going to select all and group it back together so that I can move it as one again. We're just going to size that kind of the way that I like it, and I'm just playing around here. I really don't like that mission trip is so close, so again, I'm just going to ungroup and move the word trip over a little bit to where I like it. I'm just going to continue playing around with it to see how I like it and what I think looks the best with the placement. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all and group it all together so that I can resize it to fit my shirt. Now what I'm going to do, this is going to be for the arm of my shirt. I want it to say República Dominicana 2020. That is where I'm going on my mission trip, and I just think that it will be super cute on the arm of the shirt. So I'm going to center align that. So you notice that this font will not put the accent mark on top of the U. I don't know why. Some fonts are just funny like that. So I'm going to change the font to something that looks super similar. And as you see, it will put the accent mark on the U. So a simple fix, and the fonts look super similar to each other, so it's not a big deal. So I don't like how close the U is to the P, and so I'm just going to play around a little bit with the spacing of the letters because I just didn't like how close they were to each other. here I realize that I have spelled the word wrong. There's an extra P in there that should not be in there. So I just go in and delete that and censor all the letters back up and make sure that everything looks as it should. And then I'm just going to select all of it again and group it back together once I finish with this. Perfect. Now, what I have done is I have already pre-measured my shirts, and I know that I want the main one to be 9 inches wide. And so now I have measured the arm of my shirt as well, and I know that I want it to be 4 inches wide. So now that I have everything measured, everything is great, what I'm going to do is now I'm going to grab the mission trip and I'm going to select attach. When I select attach, what that is going to do, it's just going to make sure that whenever I cut this out on the Cricut, it cuts it out in the same placement as it is on the canvas. Otherwise, your words may get all jumbled up and everything. So we're just going to attach all of those. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move this down a little bit. Actually, I'm going to move it over here because I really like to save all the vinyl that I can because it is not cheap, so I love to save it. And we're going to make sure to turn mirror on. You always make sure to mirror your image whenever you are working with HDV or heat transfer vinyl. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to select everyday iron on, and we are going to load it into our machine, and our machine is going to cut it out. Our machine has finally stopped cutting, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate my designs and I'm going to weed them out. My camera died here in a moment, and so I did not get to show the rest of me weeding out, but I just finished weeding both of these designs for both the arm and the front of the shirt. Please ignore how wrinkly my shirt is. It's a little bit crazy, but yeah. So now I'm just setting my weeded design on my shirt, trying to get the perfect placement. I know some people really like to measure and get specific measurements for where they place their shirt. I just really like to eyeball it. That's why in a moment you will probably see me pick up the shirt to look at it. So I'm going to put my sheet of parchment paper over top, and I have my heat press set to 330 for 30 seconds. And my design is bigger than my press is, so I'm just going to do a little bit at a time and eventually cover the whole design. So my design has pressed, and I'm just peeling away the carrier sheet, and it looks amazing, turned out beautifully. So next what I'm going to do is the arm of the shirt. So I'm just going to turn my shirt over so that I can see the arm. There's already like a crease in the middle of the arm of the shirt, so I'm just going to leave that there so that I kind of know how to place my design. So I'm just going to get it where I think it looks a little good, and we're going to check it. I like the placement of it, so I'm going to lay it back down. I'm going to put my parchment paper over the top of it. And we're going to press it for 330 for 30 seconds. Now when I took it off, I realized that it didn't melt into the shirt all the way, so I redid it, and this time it worked as it should. I think it was because I had too much fabric underneath it and I didn't get a good firm pressure, but the second time it worked awesome. And yeah, so I'm just gonna scoot all of my stuff out of the way. I'm gonna pick my shirt up, and it got even more wrinkled whenever I press the arm of the shirt, but that's okay. I'll just throw it in the wash and that'll get out. So there you have it. That is how to make a customized shirt with the Cricut.